Me llamo Luis Serra. I used to be a cop in Madrid.
Leon, long time no see.
Ada, why are you here? Why'd you show up like this? Why are you...
It makes me feel better. Let's just leave it at that. The Santa, you have to get it back.
Louis! Louis!
People can change, right?
For once, I saw Hada for who she truly was. A tragic hero. Much more willing to do the dirty work that the Honorable Louis could never do. I wish I had trusted her sooner instead of pushing her away. She had to be untrustworthy to keep her goals secret, but I wasn't enough to break her facade sooner. So she conspired with Louis, and whoever got roped in as the new Kyle to take them down and their leaders. That schmuck was me. And along the way, I got my only 2 allies killed. And all I cared about was makeup. For the first time, I had to be enough to see through the lies and to finally do my duty. Hada, Louis, both of your work will be what truly saves the world. I'll see to that. Or I'll see you and tell you what a massive mess up I am.
You're a fine knight.
That ought to give you a laugh at least.
You won't get away with this, Krauser.
I retrieve my weapons and make sure Hada knows she won't be forgotten. Then I get a call from Hada? It must be a pre-recorded message after her death. She tells me exactly where they took Ashleigh. Always planning ahead, weren't you? I skip across the room with the Novistadors and repair my rod and craft some ammo. I received some requests recently, but time was of the essence. I had to find Ashleigh before she completely gave herself to Club 33 and entered a clock tower. Mickey is there to greet me and ambushes me with more Disney adults in my path than ever.
Expel this intruder!
As I went up the stairs, it looked like the center had a statue of Ash? I guess Sephora was more involved with the bosses than I thought. And here I used to think they were the masterminds and the hardest enemies I would face. Guess we all mature in adversity somehow. The statue spat straight fire, which made for a convenient way to freely kill all the enemies ahead. I put a little sign that said splash zone near the flames, and they all flocked to it. Unfortunately, I get clipped slightly, and in my struggle was gently nudged to death by the Indiana Jones stunt show. After a terrible quick save, I make my way up the Tower of Terror and reach a lift that I hope only goes up. The ride isn't a 2-seater, something this guy didn't get the memo for. So I reload and try again. trying to use as little ammo as possible. I also get the achievement for an uninterrupted trip. Thankfully, my murder spree didn't take too much time from my trip, and when I exited, I was able to spot Mickey taking Ashleigh to see his funhouse.
Ashleigh.
The gun seller not so subtly warns me that merchandise will become much more expensive when I leave the park due to scalpers and resale, but why in the actual fuck would I buy Disney merchandise in the park? I went broke buying a $10 Reuben sandwich in Hollywood Studios. So I left him and caught up with Ashleigh finally. Unfortunately, Mickey was handing her off to Hada's killer once I got there, and Ashleigh looked different. She also wasn't fighting her captors. Not just that, but Mickey said that he was a servant as well? I had thought he might be in charge given how involved he's been, and with his dominion over even the strongest properties like Santa and Freddy and Shrek. I thought they bowed to him. I don't make it in time to save Ashleigh, and Mickey finally starts to reveal his master plan. Unfortunately, I'm a fucking idiot in this adventure, and decide to shoot the only person who can voice act or had any resemblance to the original game in quality. Mickey shouts some PG insults because they can only allow the removal of characters of color in China, but will never allow curse words to begin with. Quick, somebody throw in some Joss Whedon humor. The audience will love that, right?
You talk too much.
The damage I did to Mickey wasn't enough. It only causes him to mutate into his true form, the true face that plagues the Walt Disney Company, who only spews out slop to try and get me invested. Wow, he really is Disney. Since I insulted him, he throws out all the dialogue he previously had that they completely disregarded up until now due to the abysmal screen time every villain in this game gets. God, what missed potential he is. He gets angry at my criticism and asks me to make a better Disney movie than he does, but something in me feels like I've already done that. A tale of a flawed main character who sets out on a journey with remarkable side characters who can steal the show if they wanted to, and through the witty actions hides a dark reality, and the twists and turns make a perilous journey that have worldwide consequences if the heroes don't end its reign. Then, right as they feel the conquest is over, I tease future, much less interesting or enjoyable sequels that nobody will like, but they will watch, perpetuating the cycle that the original was actually fully against as a plot device. This gets Mickey all riled up. Because if the people can make better content than those in charge, couldn't we just do it ourselves? The charm of amateur filmmaking is vastly superior than any film actually made by the industry, which is exactly why indie games are better than AAA. Fan projects are made with love. Company projects are made with greed, and it's becoming more apparent than ever before to the masses that you consume the content to keep you alive in your mansions, while the people who actually make your movies go home to a TV dinner and missed bills. The final bullet delivered by my words is enough to take the mouse down, proving that the people in charge that oppress others are absolutely trivial in number and strength to a populace united. Or at least they don't fare well against a firearm? Nintendo's mascot's brother taught me that. I feel no sympathy when he cries out to help for money bags? Is he praying to money? Or is he the guy that keeps appearing in my head? Is he the man in charge? I guess the monocle should have given it away, but to think there was someone above Disney the whole time. I guess the only thing greedier than Disney would be religion. But a glint on the ground catches my eye. No. No way. Is that... My eyes twinkle at the sight of it. It's beautiful. After all this time, I finally got my hands on makeup. It was magnificent. I would be the prettiest girl at the party. Nobody would be able to outmatch me. My ultimate goal had finally been realized. It's over. I did it. I guess maybe it wasn't my color. Maybe Ashleigh would look better in it. Or maybe we should go natural for a while. This might even be evidence in order to clear Ashleigh's name and end the impending doom. Right. Ashleigh was top priority, and after I saw the assailant take her away in a boat...
Krauser, where do you think you're taking her?
I dip past another suit of armor and find the boat's twin brother, who conveniently stayed behind. There were no keys, but something was approaching. Someone with...
Ah, damn it.
a really nice body. Someone with a key. Someone who... Oh shit, what the fuck is that? Oh shit, fix that now. Abort! Abort! Note to self. If you want a Lady Wesker plotline, Ada mods and Wesker mods conflict some. Anyway, Wesker struts towards me from behind carrying a key, and although things seemed to be falling into place, what happened next was anything but routine. Wesker took me on his boat, which is not a euphemism for anything, surprisingly. But in order to brave the waters of where he was taking me, he said I needed a wetsuit. Now, I've had control over my bladder for a very long time, so I don't know how I'm going to be able to get one. Thankfully, Wesker said he had one available. Except, he had trouble getting it for me. See, the issue is I recorded the cutscene and made a save on the island. And then I exited the game in order to switch outfits so I could record the scene again with the outfit I wanted to put on Leon. Here's the issue. The save file wouldn't load. So I loaded the previous save file that I made right before the cutscene. It wouldn't load either. So, here goes my fixing again. I uninstalled the mod. It didn't work. I reinstalled a different mod. It didn't work. I loaded a previous save. That worked. Except, now Leon was wearing the new outfit. Except I didn't have it installed. Here's another issue. My only recent save file was the save file I made right after the cart, which is basically the start of what I had recorded on this day. I would have to go through the Novistador segment, the Krauser segment, and the Salazar segment with the clock tower right before. Now this is fine. This is doable. It's really simple. Except I don't know the kind of supplies that I had leading up to this point because I can't get into the save file again. Currently, recording this, I'm revalidating the integrity of the files through Steam, and I'm going to start my mods from scratch again. I'm gonna guess that's gonna work. Hello again. It's PJ from the future here. So, looking over the footage now that I'm finally editing this part of the series, I guess I never recorded what happened with the rest of this. It's been several months since I was fixing and recording as I was fixing. Yeah. No fix worked for this mod. I don't exactly know what happened, but what happened was that every single time I tried to continue with the Novistador segment, well, you know what? You can just take a look for yourself. You see that? No? There's nothing on your screen? That's really weird, because I'm looking at a file right now playing. Yeah, that's what happened. Whenever I would get in the elevator to go to the Krauser segment, I would get a perma black screen, and the cutscene would never load at any point. But regardless, I was never able to fix this mod. So, there will be no wetsuit. The story will continue as it did. I don't know what I did to end up fixing it so I could get into my previous save. I really don't remember what happened at all. But eventually, I was able to get into the save I made on the island, thankfully. I finally approached the island Wesker drove me to. He said it was the last step to find and take down the Empire of Greed, and I was confused why he wanted me to succeed, since Hada said he helped this empire grow. My guess is Wesker hates not being in control and wants to take down the competition. But not even he can topple capitalism alone.
Raccoon City.
What was his plan?
You know, after the incident,
As
the
usual,
world changed.
I got no information out of him,
Try to save one person, 100 others
even when I
die.
couldn't hold it in, and asked him to admit he was responsible
changed
for the
too.
condition resulting in Hada's surgery.
You,
I knew she was finally willing to
Leon
accept
S.
herself,
Kennedy.
but nobody should be forced
You
to
haven't
change
changed.
before they're ready.
You just think you have.
He only smirked, and I knew I said too much. He simply
We're here.
warned me to keep my cool when we docked, because this area had the most toxic air around it,
Don't think too hard,
and could
handsome.
drive someone mad with capitalism
See you
in
later.
minutes.
Story of my life.
I didn't understand what he meant, until it looked like my gunpowder packs had been forcibly imprinted with the Nintendo logo. I guess gunpowder was a fan project they found out about, and killed it, like they do with every IP they own.
Ashleigh,
What was clear
there you are.
was I was in for the fight of my life.
Look at all these busy bees. Better watch my step if I don't want to get stung.